But over time, you realize the moments that truly matter aren't found on the scoreboard. That's why at HEINZ, we design products that create more of those moments. Because in the end, it's not just about the result. It's about enjoying every moment with the people that matter most.
These guys are monsters.
They're unbeatable.
Hang in tight for a good idea, Shorzy.
We formed the No-Show All-Stars.
The No-Show All-Stars?
Plus some other guys.
We're back, baby.
You outscored opponents 71-9, but here come the No-Show North Stars. Woo! Do what you do best. You're gonna have to do it your absolute best if we're going to beat the Euros. How do we do that?
Kill some guys, score some goals.
Make sure they never forget who we are, boys.
Shorzy, stream free on SBS On Demand.
Welcome to Sri Lanka, Sean. Sorry.
Sean McAuliffe is embarking on a journey with some of Australia's most loved comedians.
Should I speak now? Absolutely not.
Along the way, we'll delve deep into their culture,
Wow.
history,
That's something I didn't know about.
and identity.
Oh, that's it.
This is the house.
So that's you.
Cool.
It's a very informative documentary, isn't it?
It might have come at the perfect time, this hydration break. What on earth does Saudi Arabia do from here? Damage limitation now?
Yeah, this is not about Saudi Arabia being bad. This is about Spain being that good, showing why they are the #2 team in the world and a real contender to lift the trophy on July 19th. For Saudi Arabia, you just got to be able to get on the ball. You got to be able to try to get some sort of foothold in this match, get a little bit of rest with the ball to be able to test Spain, moving them defensively side to side, get your press going. We haven't seen that from Saudi. It's been disjointed with their press so far.
It's 3-0. They've never scored more than 3 in the first half of a game at a World Cup. There goes Unai Simon, who sees right through there. Oyataba with a nudge in the bag there on Al-Habi, but not very happy for the game to go on, our Brazilian referee. Lamine Yamal and Mikel Oyarzabal, who was with 2 goals. He was a provider for Lamine Yamal as well. He's had quite the impact today. First player to score for Spain at a World Cup whilst playing for a Basque club. Plays for Real Sociedad. Since a former Real Sociedad player, Alberto Gurritz, did so in 1990. They're on one again here. Alex Baena. Correa couldn't be found. Abdul Hamid read it well. Dani Olmo. Baena again. Dani Olmo in that space where he loves to be. Still he goes on. Lamine Yamal is looking to curl it. Well, Pedro Porro is down on the deck at the present.
There's one left in late, and there's going to be a caution for Salim Al-Dawarsi. He was late to this as Porro bravely stuck his foot in there to keep possession. Spain have just been first to every second ball. That's the end of which Al-Dawarsi steps on top of the foot. That's why he comes down on top of Porro's foot.
Incidentally, Abdelena Al-Amri is trying to get a fine line. He's picks up a yellow card in this one. He'll be out of the Cabo Verde game. Pedri likewise against Uruguay. He's got a yellow card to his name.
That'll be something for Luis de la Fuente to be thinking about with the scoreline being this way. Also, Lamine Yamal coming back in. You'd like to at least get him a half, but if the scoreline stays comfortable, and especially if Spain can get another one, those are 2 players that you need to think about managing the minutes.
Aymeric Laporte. And now Rodri. have a say on this World Cup. Able to do so in the Euros due to injury. Came off in that final, didn't he, against England? He says that his future will be sorted after this World Cup. Tropicana was his strength, but Kebasi wasn't having any of it. A youngster from Barcelona, 19 years young, part of the Barcelona family all of his career. Olmo under pressure, Rodri likewise. Can't get near them, Musab Al-Juair there. More like it from Saudi Arabia here. He makes some ground through Abdul Hamid, who plays in Europe. He plays in France for Lens. Terrific time there. Helping his team get into the Champions League. Rodri. Challenge on Oyathabal was a committed one. Shami. Bit of the ball. Al-Tambakti here. Where's for Al-Hilal? Described as one of the best Saudi Arabia players without any doubt. So now Al-Tambakti on his 56th cap today. Now for Marco Correa, now Pedri, Dani Olmo, Lamine Yamal, back for Dani Olmo once again, Pedri, Lamine Yamal, one way, then the other, swift feet, just ran out of space. Salim Al-Dazari. Well, they got a little bit of fortune here, and he's on his way again. Pau Kebasi coming across and stopping any further momentum.
Tremendous from Kebasi. There was a better option, though, to be able to go up top, and that was a poor decision. When Al-Herbi should have gone to the opposite number in the Saudi build-up. There's a moment that you cannot let go if you're Saudi. There were numbers to their advantage, and they just don't take the opportunity that was presented to them.
Rodri, Dani Olmo, Pedro Porro. Started the run and then putting the brakes on again. Kebasi for Rodri. Look how deep Saudi Arabia are as well. Pedri's just seen that little bit of space. It was a challenge that was well made by Al-Juair, and they're going to try and catch Simon off his line.
That would have been something. We've seen it from midfield. I don't know if we've seen it from that far beyond their own midfield, but Al-Amri certainly felt he had the opportunity to catch Simon. Maybe a bit ambitious.
Score against Uruguay in the first game. Oyathabal, return pass wasn't quite on. And stopping the corner, but it might work out here. Oh my goodness, Oyathabal off the frame of the goal. Now that would have been some way to get your hat-trick.
We've seen plenty of crazy things in this tournament, but look at this beautiful outside the left foot. Oh, my goodness, that's confidence personified when we got the ball. Inventive, nearly ingenious. And that would have sent this vibrant Spanish crowd into raptures if we got the ball. Would have secured his hat-trick with that audacious attempt.
Lamine Yamal. Pedro Porro making the move to his right. Lamine Yamal! Parry back out towards Spain, whose anticipation let him down in the end. Pedri for Rodri. Let him cut inside again. He's always looking for that curler, isn't he?
You know he's looking for it. I know he's looking for it. Saudi Arabia defenders know he's looking for it. But Lamine Yamal still has the ability to cut inside and just find the ability, the half step that he needs to get the effort towards goal. Alois was all over this previous one before the one. Lamine Yamal sends wayward. But it has been so much confidence from the Spanish side.
On top it goes again, and Unai Simon is a long way from home. Flag going up anyhow.
There are moments to go quickly. It's not far off, but that's just a glimpse for Saudi Arabia's side that they can be able to get in behind. And Al-Jure is quick enough. He can win that foot race, especially getting in behind Emerick Laporte. Just has to be a bit more astute with the timing of the run.
Not met once before at a World Cup, these two, back in 2006 in Kaiserslautern at the Benza. Spain winning by a single goal to nil in the group stage. Dani Olmo! Almost through. Lamine Yamal. Pedri. What's he going to do? Dani Olmo. Rodri. Lamine Yamal. Pedri. Rodri again. Cucurella. Alex Baena.
It's been a wonderful passing sequence from Spain, but they need to get the end product after all this build-up.
Hands up here, but it'll be in Spanish colours. Rodri. Cut out by Mutab Al-Habri. Yamal in behind. Away by Tambakti.
That's no knock on Fabio Ruiz or Ferran Torres, both incredible players, but starting Dani Olmo, absolutely the right decision from Luis de la Fuente. Provided much more of an attacking option.
Oyazabal for Cucurella. Dani Olmo playing in that pocket where he loves to be, and it allows Pedri to go back into his deeper position that he plays more with Barcelona.
Without a doubt, it's just caused much more confusion. One criticism maybe from the three that started the match day one was that it's three very similar type players, a lot of the same player profile. This time you get Olmo, who stretches the field, and they help lead to that assist on the third goal.
Alex Baena. Let's get a lot of Dani Olmo. Is certainly not the tallest player out there.
No, but it's just a glimpse to show that there's willingness to get inside the box. And for Spain, they had 16 shots inside the box in match day one, but they didn't have a player that was really looking to do that centrally. And it still leads to an opportunity. That is a really important challenge. Last-ditch variety from Lajami. But Spain have just been nearly perfect through the first 40 minutes.
8 goals, 10 assists this season for Barcelona for Dani Olmo. Score of the last World Cup in that 7-0 win against Costa Rica. That was as good as it got for them. Spain's recent history at World Cup finals hasn't been great, out of the round of 16 in the previous two. As defending champions, they didn't even make it out of the group stage in 2014 in Brazil. A group with the likes of Netherlands, Chile and Australia.
Well, that's to say their last knockout round win was lifting the World Cup trophy in 2010, and coming into today, out of the last 9 World Cup matches, only 2 wins for Spain. Deflection of that, good one for Unai Simon.
with Pau Kabasi getting in each other's way. Could have been costly. Dayomo. Dumal just slows things down. Alex Baena. Kikurea. Rodri. Oh, it's a nice touch for ARUTALA. Have another swing at it here, and he does. And drags it wide.
Almost asking for it. I have no problem with the center forward having a go. Lovely little skill check. You want your center forward who is on a hat trick. There's only ever been 5 first-half hat tricks in World Cup history. That's a player that wanted to etch his name into World Cup lore. Be the 6th player. Have all the confidence in the world that was lacking after match day 1. While he got the ball hitting the back of the net, you've seen his confidence grow as the minutes passed in this first half.
Scored 1 career hat-trick. Mikel Oyarzabal for Spain at a 5-0 win against Andorra it was. They're enjoying themselves a bit more than they did here against Cabo Verde. Spanish supporters Nasser Dari. And in the end, that will be a goal kick.
Is that not a microcosm of the first half right there? When Saudi Arabia look like they've got something on Spain, just able to get there a little bit quicker, and the bounces go their way. It's a tremendous challenge. Wonderful recovery from Baena.
Paprika, Salim, Dari, touch on, and can he get in there again? He can't, not quite. It'll be a corner, but persistence there from a player who's making his 113th cap. He's the most experienced in this Saudi Arabian squad.
Now the varsity is so fun to watch play football. He's able to get feet sorted, try to go through 2 with some ingenuity, wins a set piece, and this is where Saudi Arabia feel they might have a slight advantage on these set pieces. Get likes of Al Amri forward and Tambaki as well.
Brazilian referee just making sure everything is how it should be in there. Oh, it's not the best of passes to find Al-Ghazari, and this is where Lamine Yamal can really get at Saudi Arabia here. As I say that, he's human after all.
With the hamstring injury that Lamine Yamal has been nursing, 19 minutes in the first game, the lack of explosiveness and maybe the little bit of hesitancy we saw in just that moment. If I'm Luis de la Fuente at this scoreline, nobody's going to want to hear this. What I would be thinking about taking him out at halftime and just putting him in some bubble wrap and saying, all right, this looks as though Spain, I've done a fairly comprehensive job of dominating this match. You got 3 goals to the good. You cannot afford to pick up an injury to Lamine Yamal if you want to make a serious run at the World Cup if you're Spain.
Yeah, he was honest that missing the World Cup was the first thing that was on his mind when he got injured. Here he is again. 5 additional minutes we will have at the end of this first half. Mark Kikurea. Baena. Rodri. And one of his finer moments.
No, but it just is good to see more numbers in the box for Spain, and it's a little bit of a different attack when you get a final third entry and you cut it back. This is almost Rodri's view. We're gonna look from our referee's point of view. Well, he knows it. A player of his quality would expect himself to be able to get that on target. Just another look at how Spain, their willingness to get forward has been a stark contrast to match day 2 from match day 1.
Well, look at that in terms of your match momentum. Sheer dominance from La Roja, who are showing their true colours here in this World Cup. Yamal, Pedro Porro. There's far to travel. Their base has been a couple of hours away from here in Chattanooga, side of the state border, Spain. They'll be off to Mexico for their final game in Guadalajara against Uruguay. Rodri again. Alex Baena. Pedri. That's Cucurella. At times the way that Spain just have the ball, they chase each shadows, aren't they, Saudi Arabia?
It's the perfect description for it. It's just so reactive from Saudi Arabia right now. Not much they can do. Spain, when they move the ball this quickly, 1 and 2 touches, the technical ability is really starting to show. The class of the Spaniards. And now concentration is key for Saudi. Spain make this 4 before half. That'd be simply devastating. Might be on.
Break could be on here. Scampering back big time here is Spain, and done really well to keep this going. This is Al Habib. Back in time.
That goes to show the discipline to get back when you're up 3-0, 3 minutes into stoppage time of the first half, but to still have the commitment and the instinct to get back with so much discipline. Those are the key components to a solid team. We've seen how good they've been in the offensive half, but that commitment in the defensive half there to recover at before half is so vital.
Wongi goes from Lajami. Oh, it's a downfall. They're appealing for a penalty in there as well, maybe for a handball. Rodri clears. The final say on this first half. There's Al Tambakti. Jami back to Mohamed Alouais. Was player of the match in that victory over Messi's Argentina in Qatar. He brought back here for offside. Final minutes of the 5 added on then here in Atlanta. Pedri, the give and go is on. It's the cutback for Al-Tabal. Swung, and I think he got more of Salem Al-Tazari than he did of the ball. That'll be a painful one.
Al-Tazari knew he was going to absorb this contact. He knows he's got to get in front. Mabar got the ball. Good reactions from the midfielder to get back, put his foot in there, and if he shies away from the challenge, so he got the ball. He's coming across that. He's got good body shape. Those are the ones that trail away from the goalkeeper looking to go low to the far post.
And that is that for the first 45 minutes, which has been all about Spain. And crowd have been entertained seeing the Spain that they were expecting on game 1, certainly here on game 2, with the introduction of Lamine Yamal straight into it on his World Cup debut start. A scorer, Yatabal, with a couple of goals as well. Saudi Arabia have just not been able to deal with Spain. You feared when it did go 3-0 it could have been worse, but it is just the 3 at half-time. Difference maker, Lamine Yamal, Jamie.
Just an absolute superstar. Doing it on the world's biggest stage, all the eyes of the world on the 18-year-old to deliver 10 minutes in. Not only that, it's the way that he is just unbalanced the Saudi side. Everybody's shifting over to provide a secondary and even a third defender at times. And then Spain have been clinical when they've gotten in and around the box with their quick passing. That is free-flowing football from the Spanish side, and everything you'd expect from a real contender to lift the World Cup trophy.
González, Juanjo, a pedir de boca el plan de partido, el resultado, la actitud, la velocidad, todo, ¿no? Como habíais pensado.
Sí, la verdad es que, bueno, lo que esperamos de estos futbolistas, ¿no? Salir a morder con intención de finalizar jugadas, de no regalar ni un balón, apretar bien también sin balón. La verdad es que la primera partida ha sido muy buena y ahora hay que centrarse en que tiene que seguir la segunda igual.
En la segunda, con el partido ya así cuesta abajo con este resultado, Lamine le podéis dar el descanso que quizás necesite, no forzarlo más. No sé si ya veíamos calentar a Ferran y a Jeremy al final.
Era lo previsto, fuese como fuese el partido. Lamine va a descansar ya, ha cumplido con sus minutos del día personales y además ha contribuido al bien común, con lo cual merecido descanso ya.
Pues hablábamos al principio de que 3-0 en el minuto 20 y la cosa estará todo más tranquila.
Y nos la de la segunda ya.
Me la guardo para el siguiente partido. Venga, pal de Uruguay.
Gracias.
Gracias a ti.
A difficult start to the game against the Spain side playing on top form. What can you do to turn it around in the second half?
First of all, to reduce all the mistakes that we make in the first half. We prepare one plan that to avoid a lot of mistakes, but we make 2 or 3 big mistakes and we receive the goals. And after to be more confident with the ball, to believe to ourselves more. Thank you.
So as we have a look at what we've seen so far in terms of the stats and facts, Spain dominating possession. Look at that, 17 attempts a goal. So just the 2 of Saudi Arabia have yet to have an attempt on target so far. Spain well worth the 3 goals.
Well, 17 shots, the most in the first half of this World Cup. Spain have been downright dominant, and they've kept pushing the pace of this match, unrelenting in their repress and their continuance to go at the Saudi side. And it's been all about how good Spain have been, less about what Saudi have been able to do, because quite frankly, they've been chasing the game from the moment this match kicked off.
Smiles on the faces of the Spain fans certainly made themselves at home here in Atlanta. The Casa de España that is situated just around the corner for fans to gather before they make the march towards the stadium.
It's been absolute class here in Atlanta, just outside of Atlanta Stadium. It's been a vibrant and beautiful fan fest that's just outside, where boys and girls, men and women alike, are cheering on wherever you are around the world.
And in terms of the head-to-head so far, Mikel Oyarzabal, we're seeing it at his best now, aren't we? With the 2 goals that he has scored here from those 5 attempts, he'll be licking his lips at trying to get that hat-trick.
Oyarzabal is the benefactor of all the movement and the 1v1 nature that the wide players have given for Spain, and the center forward have been able to react first and fastest to get his first goal, and he's just been on the end of so many different wonderful build-ups from the Spanish midfield.
Yeah, it's not quite happening for his opposition. In terms of the final third entries, I mean, it's just...
All of us,
especially together,
are better. Not because we are the
same, but because we are all different.
Tea to brighten your day.
I love this.
No stress. Just press play and laugh the day away.
Diddly ding dang do.
We've got all this and more.
More than you think.
Here, here!
In the Something Lighter collection. Stream now on SBS On Demand.
Whatever happens, Rexona won't ever let you down.
¿Así? Sin balón ahora.
The FIFA World Cup meal at Macca's is here. Score a free cup with 6 to collect.
Here we are. You are one of the greatest MMA middleweights of all time. Come out of retirement, fight the world champion, or else we burn down your world. I can win! That's the way, boy.
Yo, my move is real rude. I lay you out, say you in your mid-tank.
Now comes the fun.
Beast. Stream now, only on Stan.
The Kia dealer end of financial year sale is here, featuring a $1,000 deposit contribution across the entire range. Explore Kia's fully electric, hybrid, petrol and turbo diesel models. Enjoy exceptional value like the Sportage Hybrid from $44,490 drive away. Or step into the Kia K4 from just $33,490 drive away. Hurry, it all wraps up June 30.
Kia. Movement that inspires.
So here we go, our Combank Socceroos. The green and gold fans are out in force. Excitement's building. Good feet, through ball, here it Kunda. Ocon extra. It's Johnny Bob! Yes, we've done it! Belief is a team sport, Australia! Clinical finish.
What's that special flavour that sets SBS apart?
It's the perfect mix of so many different cultures.
I'm embarking on a journey like no other.
Explore the food, fun, and the fans behind the biggest spectacle there is.
We create an experience that you can't replicate.
Stream now on SBS On Demand.
of us.
Especially together.
Are better.
Not because we are the same,
but because we are all different.
It's really good.
An all-new, tantalizing tour through Italy's famous regions and cuisines.
The true magic of this land is how everywhere you go, you will be treated like family.
Stanley Tucci, Searching for Italy. Stream free on SBS On Demand.
All right, girls, see you on the weekend. Oh, that's the way, Evie. Remember, practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, Evie, time to go home.
But Coach said.
Thanks, that was easy.
Practice makes perfect.
With UE Comprehensive Car Insurance, everyone on our team is on yours.
Right. It's a warning light, Phil. Don't brush it off. Have you tried this?
Get targeted relief from pain and inflammation with Voltaren Pain Relief Gel 12-hourly and keep your body running. And new from the makers of Voltaren, Voltaheat and Voltacool Pain Relief range for fast heating and cooling you can feel.
Well,
All the life rafts have been deployed, sir.
the women and the children,
Yes, sir.
the men, the crew, the luggage. What about the encyclopedias?
Yes, all on board with plenty of room for you, sir.
Unfortunately, I must go down with this beef.
Did you know salsa was invented when Puerto Ricans took Cuban rhythms to New York? Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was born when the Japanese took judo to Brazil. When North African frying traditions met Spanish dough, Spain made the churro. After Jamaicans took their sound systems to the UK, the world got punk. And this is what the world gets when 48 nations meet to play one beautiful game.
If you're looking for the future of football, it's gonna be me. Capaz que no sabe quién soy todavía. Pero pronto lo vas a saber.
Aw, that's cute. I'm gonna be so big. I won't even be able to walk down the street.
The future is already here. Next starts now.
Here's to the Mavericks. The heroes who take a hit and still get up.
Men who need only one order. Go.
SBS On Demand presents a collection celebrating the ones who risk it all, even when the odds are against them. The Get Your Game Face On collection. Stream now on SBS On Demand.
Expect to be playing 8 games in this tournament. No need to risk it in the second half, up 3-0.
Yeah, Ferran Torres on, Yeremy Pino on, Mikel Oyarzabal will not be going for a hat-trick. He has gone off as well. And there are a couple of changes as well for Saudi Arabia. So Mohamed Kano and he's coming on, and Abdullah Al-Hamdan is the other player that is coming on for Yujus Donis, Al-Habari and Al-Juwair are the players that have gone off. And so the message you'll have been there, Jamie, you're down 3-0 at half-time as a coach. What do you want to hear? What do you need to hear from your coach as a player?
I want to hear a coach that still is positive and motivating and saying, let's break this down into 15-minute segments. Let's go in the first 15 minutes of the second half if you're Saudi Arabia. Try to press higher, try to win the ball back in an advantageous position, win some free kicks, try and go and get a goal. But more importantly, this side now has faced a little bit of adversity, the Saudi side. What is the response, knowing that this is not a match that will see them eliminated if it doesn't go their way, if they can't turn this around, but you've got to build towards that next phase. But 15 minutes, you've got to look at it that way, try to accomplish that goal of competing getting a goal back if you can, and then attack the next 15 minutes and the final 15 minutes after that.
There's Ferran Torres. Good season with Barcelona. 16 goals in La Liga, his best ever return. Much changes here. Cano into a midfield. Had a struggle to really get the better of the likes of Rodri and Pedri and Dani Olmo. And Abdullah Al-Hamdan of Al Nassr scored 3 goals in the Saudi Super League after a move from Al Hilal. And he comes here. So Saudi Arabia get us back underway here in Atlanta. They are 3-0 down at half-time to a royally good Spain in that first 45 minutes. Will it be the same outcome, or will it be an improved defensive display from Saudi Arabia to stop Spain scoring anymore? We've had some big victories. Lamine Yamal is off. You were talking about it, Jamie, when you, how much game time do you give him? You're going to be wanting to wrap him up in cotton ball now, aren't you?
It's the right decision. It's the difficult one because as a viewer, you love being able to see such a talented young superstar player that became the second youngest player to open the scoring in a World Cup match at 18 years, 343 days. Second only to a 17-year-old in 1958.
Who was
named Pele.
Oh.
Ever heard of him?
Rings a bell. So the flag goes up here.
This goes to show the rarefied air that Lamine Yamal has entered today with that goal.
Doom and gloom for Spain after that Cabo Verde game. They are unbeaten in a fair while. 31 matches since Colombia beat them in a friendly. In London, 32 competitive games. Spain haven't lost since Scotland beat them in a European qualifier. Dani Olmo has made such an impact. He's an absolute superstar in his time at RB Leipzig in the Bundesliga. He was a cup winner there. Here's Pedri. Alex Baena was caught late. Referee has spotted that he's down, but allowing the game to continue. The head of Ferran Torres and put behind by Hamid.
Spain in the first match took all of their corners short. Understanding that Cabo Verde was much more dominant in the air. You already see secondary Spanish players come over in Yeremy Pino. There is the option of Cucurella Laporte to get on the end of this.
Too much going on in there for the Brazilian referee's liking. Keep an eye on Dani Olmo on the edge of the area as well. Tried it in the first half, picking him out, and there's a flick on and on, and it's going to go in! Extraordinary! Cucurella with the swing. Spain have 4. Well, then this will go down as an own goal. And if any goal is to sum up the way things are going for Saudi Arabia, it is that one.
It's just so unfortunate for Saudi. Cucurella strikes this with some venom. Watch the technique that he's able to strike this with. And when he does, it's so difficult for the goalkeeper to react. And then Hassan Tambakti, he's the unfortunate one that'll get credited with the own goal. He'll know nothing about it. He was trying to stand in the way of it, and it's just the deflected effort off of the goalkeeper's save. Alois trying to do everything he can to get this thunderbolt away. And unfortunately for Saudi Arabia, it's turned into their own net, and a microcosm of today's proceedings.
Well, they want more here. Ferran Torres the target, and Alois, he played his part, he made the save, he did his job, but the fans have just seen it on the halo that is hanging down from the roof here in this most incredible arena. Disbelief how that went in. So much going on in there. Unai Simon with a comfortable take. Rodri.
It was good initial press to try to win the ball back, but then you just see how disjointed the lines are from Saudi, and they're just unable to do it collectively as a unit. It's more or less one or two players going, and then the rest of the group watching. It's not a recipe for success to try to win the ball back.
Dani Olmo, Ferran Torres. Dani Olmo is slowly getting himself back up onto his feet.
Al Amri got in the way and knocked Olmo off from continuing his run on with the 1-2.
Laporte and Kubasi. Just short of his 17th birthday when he made his debut for Barcelona, Pau Kubasi. The La Masia ranks. Laporte, Bayern making the move. So run out. The Atletico player.
Just completely unmarked. The biggest question is, how in the world does a player unmarked at the back post inside the 6-yard box? It's just really shambolic defending, and ultimately it's a good bit of luck and fortune that it went in the way that it did. But Cucurella, he had all time take a shot or hit it first time like he did. He could have picked the way in which he was going to lash that towards goal.
Playing under Jose Mourinho or Real Madrid. After the World Cup, Marco Correa. Move from Chelsea, an up and down time with Chelsea.
What a ball.
So they go. And Alois to the stop. And that was Ferran Torres. The pass to find Pedro Porro was absolutely on point.
It's just a sublime entry pass that breaks both the midfield line and the backfield line of Saudi Arabia. I believe it was Kubarsi with just an inch perfect ball through.
It's a reminder that nobody will be secured of progression from this group. The game's been played, the second round of matches. We're coming down to that final game. There's Albrican. Combination not there. Can Spain profit now? Spain it for Pedri. And now Dani Olmo. Spain. It's away by Al-Amri. Dani Olmo. Dari against It's a free kick here. It's around Etihad. Saudi Pro League, 8 major honours in his career. For otherwise, into action here.
That ball is just of the next level, and the maturation that Kubarsi has at 18 years old, and the progressive passes that he can play. That is a real difference maker to have a center back that is so good with his feet but has such vision going forward.
Goals for Spain, only the second time in the last 23 World Cup matches Spain has scored 4 or more goals. Put up their account in Qatar with a 7-0 win against Costa Rica. Kukurea, will he get there? Kukurea, across it goes. Able to be forced in. Rodri now. Pedri, a bit of space to get a shot away. Rodri. He goes towards Kukurea. Spain are now. Kukurea helps his teammate out, finding Dani Olmo. Pedri. Kukurea. Rodri. Rodri again. Yeremy Pino just trying to time his run at the top of the defensive line there.
This is the 20-pass plus sequence right now for Spain.
Yep, the LAs will come to an end.
Right on cue, huh? Felt like you were enjoying the football too much from Spain. I had to put the commentator curse on it. Just Kukurea, a moment ago we saw a really insightful stat that both him and Pedro Porro had a pair of defensive line breaking passes, and Baena has led the squad with 4. You combine that in the first half with Lamine Yamal's dribbling ability. That sort of balance from both sides, both outside backs breaking lines with passes, both outside midfielders, you've been doing it with their feet or 1v1. It's simply unstoppable for Spain. And then you put in Dani Olmo in the middle and Pedri, who are comfortable in the positioning, Oyarzabal scoring goals, getting on the end of it. That's exactly what Spain need to do if they want to progress on this tournament and ultimately make a run at lifting the trophy.
Just studies pointing out the lack of balance really with Spain in their first game. He felt that they didn't have that 1v1 and individual talent. That was really missing in the game. We've seen it perfectly here this afternoon. Alex Baena. Al-Kubasi. Dani Olmo for Kubasi again, comes from a family of carpenters. He said he was too annoying to be in and around the workshop. That's why he took on football instead.
Sound decision.
Pedro Porro. To the World Cup, he missed out on selection for the Euros. Gianni Infantino again. Royally entertained, I'm sure, here. Michel Salgado there to the top right of your picture. Spain legend.
Fernando Hierro right behind him as well. Center back for Real Madrid. A few Madridistas here that there's more in the suites than there are on the pitch right now for Spain. Don't say that very often, do we?
Yeah, before the news of Marco Correa's move to Real Madrid, there was no Real Madrid player in the squad for the very first time. 2010, when they won the World Cup, all but one of the starters in the final played for Real Madrid or Barcelona.
Lovely to see in the suites as well, the dignitaries from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Ministry of Sport as well here, their family as well. Great support. We've seen the growth of the Saudi Pro League, thanks in large part to the investment from the PIF and from the Kingdom. It's simply remarkable to see, and it's led to Saudi being viable contenders, pulling off the biggest result of the last World Cup, beating the eventual champions Argentina in the opening match of it. But this Saudi side, they are one that is going to be a part of every World Cup going forward, you feel like.
Certainly the overseas influx has have a say on the progression of the homegrown players, as a yellow card has been awarded here. Cano.
Just on the stroke of Roger's 30th birthday tomorrow. He's the one that suffered the flailing arm of Cano. Also be Miguel Marino's birthday tomorrow. You mentioned earlier, Luis de la Fuente turned 65 today.
Yeah. So influx of changes here. It's the end of Beras Albrican's game. Lots of Al Amri. So Ala Al Haji coming on, and Mohamed Abu Al Shamat plays for Al Qadsiya in the Saudi Pro League. He only made his debut at the end of May. There he is. Spain are going to introduce Nico Williams, Mikel Merino. So it's the end of Dani Olmo's afternoon, and what an afternoon he's had. End of Alex Bayona 2. He's also put in a shift down that left flank.
Two important substitutions that were made from the start today for the Spanish side that made a world of difference. Baena on one side, Olmo through the middle. That was a stroke of genius from Luis de la Fuente.
It goes against Spain here. Jeremy Pino is a European winner at the end of last season with Crystal Palace, winning the Europa Conference League, and a wonderful occasion.
Only a handful of minutes for Nico Williams for match day 1, are less than Lamine Yamal saw, excuse me, and now he gets some half hour here.
Right, Torres. That's the one that's been penalised.
Real gaps are starting to form in this back line for Saudi. Watch when Ferran Torres swings through this. That's where he catches the leg of Lajami. A good spot from a referee. It's the right decision.
Saudi Arabia, they will be the host of the World Cup, lest we forget, 2034. Chosen back in December.
That's too long for Pedri. He's got to make a decision quicker.
Just bring a little bit of belief for Saudi Arabia that they can get a goal, have a challenge, lay some foundations down going into their final game against Cabo Verde.
We haven't really seen enough prolonged spells of possession from Saudi, and that's more down to the repress from Spain. It's been phenomenal from the Spaniards and the European champions, but for Saudi, they need to get some chance creation in these final 25 plus minutes. just a little bit of something, proof of concept of how you can build forward, you can get opportunities. But it really feels as though when this match went 4 at the beginning of the second half, if there were any doubts at 3-4, certainly feels like it put it to rest.
Just only the second Greek to coach a match at a World Cup since Alketas Panagioulias, leading Greece in 1994 here in the USA. Donny's was born in Germany, actually, in Frankfurt. Came into the role after Everena was sacked. Ferran Torres wide.
The applause were for the passer, Mikel Merino. The weight on this pass is simply phenomenal. The Arsenal man and Premier League champion puts us right into the path. Ferran Torres was so desperate to go with the right foot that he runs around it, but not all the way because of the onrushing Alois. And that's one that you want to see Ferran Torres just take with his left confidently in stride. Or if he is going to run around it with his right, then he runs around it by another half step and he can curl it with the inside of his right.
Score against Iraq in a World Cup, a warm-up game. Lamine Yamal just casually walking down, having made his way out of the tunnel area, the dressing rooms. Again, it's a delivery where there's nobody there to be in a position to attack.
You mentioned Lamine Yamal making his way out. He walked right by the Saudi bench, and in the midst of all the build-up for Saudi, head coach Giorgio Sonis turned and gave a little bit of a high five and a hug to Lamine Yamal, just the respect being shown for the 18-year-old. Lots of praise yesterday in the press conference from the Saudi Arabia head coach, bestowed upon the 18-year-old as well.
Describe him as the biggest talent in the world and has replaced Lionel Messi and Barcelona.
See, we've used Yamal's name in a sentence with Pele and now with Messi. We're starting to get the hint that this guy is something special if you didn't know about him before.
Nico Williams of Athletic Club. Through the academy there at the Basque Giants in Bilbao. Jeremy Pino. Pedri. The search for 5 here, Spain. Nico Williams. Right up the stretch, Ali Najami. Deep one towards Rodri. He's kept it alive here. The flag eventually going up. And so we will have the second half hydration break. Spain adding to the 3 goals from the first half through an own goal. Full nil.
All of us,
especially together,
are better.
Not because we are the same,
but because we are all different.
We feared this day would come.
We have to follow orders.
It's on us. All
Whatever you're doing here, don't.
The Americans. Stream now on SBS On Demand.
Our health system is the sickest it's been.
What's happening right now is a crisis.
I'm just about to step onto the hospital frontline.
I would love to see what they have to deal with.
I really want to get to the truth.
Can you open your eyes?
It can be busy, it can be exhausting, it can be sad, but it can give you purpose in life. You got this. Sorry.
The Hospital in the Deep End. Stream now on SBS On Demand.
Welcome to Sri Lanka, Sean. Sorry.
Sean McAuliffe is embarking on a journey with some of Australia's most loved comedians.
Should I speak now? Absolutely not.
Along the way, we'll delve deep into their culture,
Wow.
history,
That's something I didn't know about.
and identity.
Oh, that's it.
This is the house.
So that's you.
Cool.
It's a very informative documentary, isn't it?
What's that special flavour that sets SBS apart?
It's the perfect mix of so many different cultures.
I'm embarking on a journey like no other.
Explore the food, fun, and the fans behind the biggest spectacle there is.
We create an experience that you can't replicate.
Stream now on SBS On Demand.
Warning, if he would have picked up a second yellow, he would have missed the final match against Uruguay in Guadalajara. So that was a astute decision from De La Fuente, and all 5 subs now for Spain have been used.
So we're back underway. Spain leading by 4-0 here in Atlanta. Cucurella. Keep it in play. Saudi Arabia on a current of just 1 win in that 6 games this calendar year, in fact. Pick up a warm-up win against Puerto Rico. Exactly been going great guns. Ed Renard was dismissed from his role after a heavy defeat to Egypt in late March. Exactly had a welcome back to the World Cup with Tunisia.
Talked about Luis de la Fuente turning 65 years old. Rogios Donis has turned 65 days old as the coach of this team.
He was hoping for no injuries, a good performance, a victory, and maybe a jumper for his birthday present, he said in his press conference yesterday.
He's got most of those things. We'll see about the jumper. That's a smart one he's got on right there.
Famed for his work with the Spanish youth system. He's been involved with the federation for so long now, 13 years. Kind of getting back to his skeptics with success at the European Championships, reached 2 Nations League finals, won 1 and lost 1. Just have a deal to the next European Championships.
Like seeing the tactical flexibility. This man on the ball right there, Rodri. He's been higher up for most of the match. Now he drops back between the 2 center backs.
Here is Cucurella. Fabian Ruiz. Didn't start the first game with Ferran Torres, who are both on now.
Rodri's command on this game has been so influential. He's just dictating the pace of play. He tells his teammates points where to go. They listen instantly. Start this attack as it goes from side to side.
Jeremy Pino, away by Lajami. Mikel Merino. Jeremy Pino, and just out of the reach of Fabian Ruiz.
It's not a lack of effort for the Saudi side today. They've just run into European giants and European champion Spain at their absolute best.
And a wounded one as well.
A team that's progressively getting better by each match day with their superstars and Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams progressively getting more and more minutes. And the former getting on the score sheet today.
Spain, one of just 8 nations to have won the World Cup. First title in South Africa. There's Iniesta scoring the winning goal. It's been pretty bleak since then. In front of just over 68,000 here in Atlanta today.
And to your point, this will just be the 3rd win in the last 10 matches for Spain in the World Cup. 6 draws, but for a team that has been so prolific and is renowned as one of the best national teams in the world, year in and year out, they just haven't been able to get it done in World Cups since they lifted the trophy.
Marino, the sprightly run of Pedro Porro. Will be full stretch. Was playing in the United States with Al Hilal at Club World Cup last summer. To the quarterfinals. Al Nassr are the champions of the Saudi Super League. There is Gianni Infantino and His Royal Highness the Minister of Sport for Saudi Arabia as well, alongside.
Joining the various dignitaries and very important people in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia was also Yuri Djorkaeff, former World Cup winner.
Wonderful to see Placido Domingo here, the singer. Spain have hit the right note today.
You mentioned you can sing like him as well, right?
Maybe not on air.
Speak for everybody and say thank you. For Spain, this is the type of performance they needed today. Confidence building. And it was actually refreshing to hear Luis de la Fuente in the presser yesterday say that nothing has changed for us. Maybe for you guys, kind of jokingly with the media and the narrative after that draw in the opening match, but Spain still felt the exact same that they did a week before. That was hopes that they were going to build into this tournament and be a long one for them that ultimately can lead to another trophy.
They don't tend to start well at World Cups. They won their first match of a World Cup 3 times in the last 15. Remember, they lost the first one, but in 2010, and guess what happened at the end of that?
I like the way you're looking at that with the glass half full. Argentina as well last year to this Saudi side, or last World Cup.
Yeah.
But if Spain play like this, they are going to be very difficult. Imagine the likes of France, England, Argentina, all the other real top-tier contenders will be watching this performance and going, this is not what you want to see from Spain. If they get this run of form going through the tournament, they are going to certainly be one of the teams that will be favored.
Fabian Ruiz, Henri Saint-Germain, Mikel Merino. It's to eye-to-eye in the Champions League final not so long ago. Breaks down and a chance to break away here. Dari, here he is again. Just quick enough to make things happen, and Pino just to find the pass, and the return from Ferran Torres doesn't find Jeremy Pino. Go for another clean sheet here, Spain. They've never started a World Cup campaign with 2 clean sheets. Really needed to stretch themselves too much after that 4th goal went in. They've not had a shot since the 65th minute of the game. Dari. Still singing away, chanting away, the Saudi Arabia fans just down to the right of us here at the Atlanta Stadium. Pockets of green all around. They led for so long in their first game against Uruguay. Broke the look at times. Alois made 9 saves in that game. But what can they do here? Unai Simon forced into action. Abdullah Al-Hamdan.
That's better from Saudi. They've done a wonderful job there of just keeping their composure, keeping the ball moving. Al-Hamdan really with the team effort, one that Unai Simon would expect to save, but this is a bit more like it from Saudi. It's just taken a while to get to this point, but better from the collective press of the front four.
Danny plays for Al-Nassr. They're the current champions, ending a while without a title. A long wait. Cristiano Ronaldo getting his hands on a silverware. Nico Williams. Kukurea in support. Nico Williams. Oh, and it's repelled. And repelled well, but at what cost here to Spain in particular? Tambakti. It seems okay, but from a Spain point of view, a bit of concern here.
A bit of the question will be asked right now if Jeremy Pino was able to head this towards goal, and Tambakti doesn't make any contact on the ball, only on the head of Jeremy Pino. On that glance, doesn't look like there's much more to it. Oh, it's actually the trailing on a hit off Tambakti. Great look from our camera crew there.
Abdul Hamid. It just seems to be a little bit more life about Saudi Arabia here in the final 10 minutes or so.
Well, it will most likely have no impact on the final proceedings here today. It can also be a little bit of proof of concept and some pictures to be shown by Georgios Donis after they go and break down the film and the assessment. We see a little bit of flair, a little bit of individuality, some passing and moving like we've seen from Saudi in the last 10 minutes. Certainly they will take that with full confidence that if they can play like that against Cabo Verde, they will be able to get full 3 points and maybe able to get one of those 8 third-place spots to get into the round of 32.